I saw my life branching out before me like the green fig tree in the story. From the tip of every branch, like a fat purple fig, a wonderful future beckoned and winked. Hi everyone, welcome to Kitaabi Cabins. I am Kritika. If you are on internet and you have read Plath before, you might have come across this fig tree analogy. And this whole concept of the fig tree analysis is that Plath is talking about she has so many options to do in her life. There is a happy home, a husband and children, or there is a life of a poetess, there is a life of being an amazing editor, there is a life of being a traveler, and she's traveling to Europe and South America and Africa. And there's so much she can do, but she's unable to make a decision कि कौन सा fig वो choose करना चाहती है, and she has to stick with it. And this is something I personally feel a lot, especially in day and age where there are so many options to do and explore so many things. Like if I want to learn guitar, I can just plug on a YouTube video and learn the guitar, but I'll never excel at it to call myself a guitar player. It's all jack of all and master of none situation. And this is a universally or globally relatable classic case of FOMO. Everybody is facing this because you are exposed with so many options, and there's always this fear that if you choose one thing, you lose out on others. And you have to make peace with the fact that you can only pick one fig at a time. Or in terms of Naina Talwar,
जितना भी try करो बनी life में कुछ ना कुछ तो छूटेगा ही.
There is one book that I read by Matt Haig called Midnight Library. उसमें जो protagonist होती है, she gets access to one library where she has all the parallel lives she could have inside a library, and she can just pick up a book and open it and go inside one of the parallel lives. If she would have chosen to go at a particular concert, or she would have chosen to take a particular subject in college, and there are so many different branches of life into parallel lives, and she can just pick up a book and, like Harry Potter, she can go inside it and see. And then she sees कि एक में वो Antarctica में किसी में scientist बन गई है, but she's living a loveless life, she's feeling that void of not having a home. And then there is one life where she has a decent job, a decent family, yet she's always concerned about the mediocrity of it. And you realize that no matter what fig you pick, there's always be something missing. And Plath goes on to say, I saw myself sitting in the crotch of this fig tree, starving to death, just because I couldn't make up my mind which of the figs I would choose. I wanted each and every one of them, but choosing one meant losing all the rest. And as I sat there, unable to decide, the figs began to wrinkle and go black, and one by one, they plopped to the ground at my feet. And because you have so many options, you get paralyzed by decision making. And the lesson is that instead of fretting about choosing the right decision, you have to make up your mind and pick up a decision and make it right. There's a movie about time where this protagonist, उनकी lineage में हर एक आदमी पे एक capability होती है, एक वरदान होता है that they can just close their eyes and choose of a particular time that they want to go into their past, and they can relive that day again and again. And this protagonist is doing that because he wants to make everything perfect, but then he eventually realizes that he has to treat every day like this is the day he came to live in its most extraordinary self, and this is the best that he gets. This fig tree analysis is so relatable because it's true. Everybody is facing it, and there are so many opportunities to explore. And I think one thing that concerns us the most, because no matter how dreadful life can be, there's also a limitation of time. We have limited time on earth. अगर मेरे पास एक turtle का lifespan होता, then I could have chosen कि okay fine, 40 years I'll do this, 30 years I'll do that, but this does not happen. And yes, we have 80 or 90 years to live if you're lucky enough to grow old, but there's also a limitation of this intersection of time, money and energy. You get all these three in abundance only for 10 to 15 years max, and you have to make most of it in that time. This is why people are so scared. They do not think that कि मेरे पास अभी 30-40 साल आ गए हैं. They always think कि नहीं, मेरे पास अभी 5-6 साल आ गए, which concerns us the most. But I think this fig tree paragraphs forces us to think about our decisions, think about what we really want, and introspect a bit, reflect a bit. So do that. I'm also doing that. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.